What is the meaning of freedom to you? What is to be free?
Freedom, to me, is seeing the abundance that is all around us in all areas of our lives. It's not just the money that we want, it's the freedom that comes along with it. Freedom is within us. Even if it looks like on the outside that we are bound, the freedom is within our soul. It's tapping into that feeling of freedom. And to get there, doing things that make us feel free as well will get us to that place of freedom.
At this time, what is the world's greatest need? And also, do you have a vision for a new reality?
The world's greatest need is to see that we as a collective can choose peace, kindness, and compassion, and that we're all connected. We are consciousness, and there are no boundaries if you really tap into what we are. I felt this twice when I had an out-of-body experience where I felt this expansion of love and energy, and that we are all connected. I realized at this time that nothing physical mattered. I realized that I wasn't even a physical body. It was like I had left my body, and it didn't matter. And I could feel this love. It was an overwhelming just feeling of just love. It was one of the most powerful experiences that I ever had. And all I did was want to stay in that feeling of consciousness for as long as I could. It was during a sound session that I experienced this. I believe that we are headed towards a 5D. 5D meaning fifth dimension, should we choose to. We all get to choose how we want to live and what we want to experience. For me, I want to experience the 5D. 3D is kind of like, I have friends that say it's kind of being in a muggle world, right? And muggles are where there's no magic.
How do you define success? What is to be successful to you?
For me to be successful is to know that I have made a difference, that I have inspired someone to create a better life for themselves. I used to say, if I have helped one, then I'm done. But then that began to grow and expand. So hearing that I can inspire someone makes me feel like I've done my job. I once heard recently that a woman was having difficulty with her finances to the point where it was even making her physically ill. She read my book, Money Blues to Blue Money, and in 3 months it had changed her life. I was so encouraged when I heard this. Whenever I hear things like this, it just encourages me to keep going. And I loved the story because I didn't even have to have a conversation with her.
So, why did you choose to do what you do?
I did not choose to become a money alchemist. This path came to me, and I wrote all about it in my book, Money Blues to Blue Money. Also with my book, in fact, all of my books depict where I am on that journey. So, for example, the equation of money is when I realized that shifting from a lack consciousness to wealth consciousness is something wonderful that we should all experience. I also didn't choose to become a Reiki master. This came about because of my yellow lab. She had hip dysplasia, and I practiced Reiki on her, and it cured her. And she said to me, "Don't you think you should share this with all the dogs?" And that is how Reiki Fur Babies was born. So I just followed my passion and the path, and that leads me to the work that I am to do. I don't know if there'll be some more books in my future. I think it'll just depend on my path.
What was the inspiration, intention, and purpose of writing your book?
The inspiration, intention, and purpose of my writing was to share my journey and hope that it would inspire others. I wrote Money Blues to Blue Money to share that if I could survive, and not just survive, but thrive, then others could do so. I truly, truly believe this, and I say this to all of my clients. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Because I was really despondent. I was barely able to put food on the table. I had to sell my clothes and my jewelry. It was just me and my 2 dogs. And it was a really scary time. It was a very dark time in my life. But I remember waking up one morning and making the decision that I didn't want to live like this anymore. And I started studying money. I started studying the energy of money. And I realized that my life could change. And my book talks about that, all the different examples of things that had come into my life. And then when I got through all of that and I started sharing with people my experiences, the people in my group said, "You're a money alchemist." So that's how I got my name. Then when I wrote about the equation of money, I shared about wealth consciousness. And really that's the goal, is for all of us to move from lack to wealth. And it's a consciousness. And it's not just about money. It's just about the abundance that's all around us.
What are some of the greatest misconceptions about happiness?
I think one of the misconceptions of happiness is that people are waiting for it, not realizing that we can create it for ourselves, no matter what our situation may be, even if it's looking for the tiny things to be grateful for. These little tiny shifts are like in the kaleidoscope, where one little shift can change the entire picture.
What is inner peace to you?
Inner peace is a core value of mine, and I'm also born in the year of the rabbit, so I have to have peace or I am not the best version of myself. Inner peace for me is that calm, grounded feeling within. When I have that, I feel like I can tackle anything. Inner peace is a big part of my being. It's a definite must.